back to Tarot Tats and Tea. I apologise, it's been so long since I last posted up a video. I just want to send a shout out thank you to Marsha and Chris, who contacted me over the last few weeks to touch base and find out if I was okay. And like I say, I do apologise, I haven't been posting up. I've been away looking after my mum for a while, who had a nasty fall and has broken three ribs, and she's not in a good way at the moment as we speak, and she's quite unwell. So any positivity healing prayers that you can send up for my mum, I would really appreciate that. Thank you. And in the meantime, let's get on to what we do here and have a look at tarot and books. So, what have I got to talk to you about today? There's a deck here that I am going to show you that I have fallen in love with, and it's an unusual deck for me to fall in love with, because I'm not really one for animal-based decks. I have one other, and it's a Barbara Studios, but I have this one here that I'm going to share with you now. I saw this reviewed on The Hermit's Cave on Simon's channel, and I thought, oh, that's pretty. And as far as animal decks go, very pretty. You know, we're all attracted to different things. Some of us love animal decks. It's just something that has not always attracted me. One card attracted me to this deck, and it was the Fool card. I resonate with 4 specific cards in a tarot deck, and all of them have meaning to different parts of my life, and they are the Fool, the High Priestess, Strength, and the Hermit. And it was the Fool card in this particular deck. Prior to me actually seeing this deck, it wasn't prior, it was just after me seeing this deck, I was chatting to a neighbour, and whilst I was chatting, something flew and hit me on the face and landed on my shoulder, and I looked, and it was this beautiful grasshopper, and I took it like that. I put it on my hand, and I'll try and put a photograph in here for you. And this grasshopper sat with me for about 15 minutes. It sort of walked as opposed to hopped around my hand, and then placed itself on my hand. I sat there talking to this little creature for a good while, and marvelled at its actual beauty, the spindliness of the legs, and how strong they are and determined, and perpetually move forward because they can't hop back. They're always moving forward. And the fact that they are strong in this massive big world. We have these lovely little creatures that just bring joy. Yes, plagues of them can cause harm to crops, etc, etc, but when you see one, and you haven't seen one for absolute years because they seem to have gone extinct, like frogs and everything else, when you're looking for them, you know, you used to see them all the time in nature. We don't now, and that's because of man, you know, destroying the earth, so to speak. But seeing this little creature and looking at its strength and spending time with it, allowing it to rest on my hand, was a remarkable moment. And then when it finally sprung off, it pushed off from my finger, and you could feel the strength in that push as it leapt forward and disappeared. It was great. So it was only a couple of days later this deck was shown, and that was the card that drew me in, the Fool card. Look at that, with that beautiful grasshopper. So what deck is this? It is the Westwood Tarot by Yasmin Westwood, and the book written by Calliope. Okay, and on the back of the box we have images from cards in the deck, and it reads as follows. Discover enchanted woods and glens where whimsical characters await, ready to share their stories and wisdom. Recapture your sense of childlike wonder as you explore the storybook-inspired illustrations. The characters of the Westwood Tarot serve as your trusted allies, helping you find answers, igniting your creativity, and embracing the power within. Gain clear insights. Each description in the comprehensive guidebook includes specifics on love, career, wellness, and finances. And then when we open the box, as you can see, it's like a storybook. Okay, when we open it, inside there's this little quote from Enid Blyton from her book The Magic Faraway Tree. When we got there, we found that it was the best kind of place, full of excitement and adventures. And that is what this deck will be. The Faraway Magic Tree, or the Magic Faraway Tree, is a book that really brings back childhood memories for me. When I grew up in South Africa, we had Children's Hour on the radio, on Springbok Radio. And that would be, I think it was from 4 till 5 or 3 till 4. And my sister and I would ensure we had all homework completed, and we would sit, the big stereo speakers, sit against them, listening to them and listening to the stories read from Enid Blyton's book. And the Magic Faraway Tree was by far one of my favourites, along with the famous 5. Now, let's have a look at this deck. It's got the gold edging, okay, beautiful gold edging. Lovely greenery on the back there. Puts me in mind of ivy that I've grown in the garden. And here we have it. We have the grasshopper for the fool, the magician, the high priestess, the empress. I love that empress. The emperor. Oh, the emperor looks very powerful indeed. Lovely big silverback. The Hierophant. I love this Hierophant. Just look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Crow there. The Lovers. The Chariot. Isn't that a gorgeous chariot? And what I like about this chariot is the fact that there's actually nobody sitting on the back of it. Why? Because we are our own chariots. Now, I haven't read the book yet, haven't looked into it. This is my own interpretation, so just take it as you know, well, that's Elaine's interpretation. It might not be right. But when we look at this chariot, the zebra is carrying the seat on its back, but it's empty. To me, that indicates us carrying ourselves. Sometimes our loads are heavy and they do feel like a burden. But when we are the chariot, when we are driving our own path, carrying ourselves, our worries, our woes, our successes, our happiness, our families, it can get tiring, but we can go our own way. We can rest when we want to rest. We drive when we want to drive, and we conserve our energy as needed by sometimes just sitting down and offloading our load that can weigh the chariot down. There's a beautiful light that is leading the way. This zebra in all its beauty is saying, do you know, it's time for me to carry me and do things as I want to do, because I'm not causing others harm or hurt or in any way negative. Being as positive as I can and going down my path, carrying my load as I see fit. You know? Then we have the Strength card. Just look at the beauty of that Strength card. The Seeker, or our Hermit, look at that. Amazing. This is beauty, absolute beauty. The Wheel of Fortune, and I do like this Wheel of Fortune. And if you look closely, I'll hold it as near to the camera as I can. The beautiful, it's like a snow fox, the little chick. Then we have a little animal curled up on the bottom there in the autumn section of the wheel, and a little insect. It looks like a little bee in the spring there. If you look carefully there, you can see them. Oh, isn't that just so delicate, so beautiful? I love the clock in the middle. You know, we've got time and seasons and life here, and it's just so gorgeous. Justice. The Hanged Man is just gorgeous. There you go. The Hanged Man, our orangutan. We have our Death card. Don't you think the vulture there puts you in mind of the old doctors when they used to wear those masks during the plague mask, the plague doctors? It really does. Temperance is gorgeous. Our little shroom there doing its thing. The Shadow, would be known as our Devil card, but the Shadow, look at that. Isn't that something else? Look out, little mouse, there's a big dark shadow behind you. Run! The Tower. There's another deck I have. This puts me in mind of that particular deck, the Tower, where all these animals' homes have just been ripped asunder with that bolt of lightning striking it. But as they do, as animals always do, they rebuild when everything hits the dust. We have our Star. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous card. The Moon. Sun. Judgment. Oh, we have the World. What a lovely World card this is. Now we come to the Suit of Wands. Okay, so here we have the Ace of Wands. Aces always draw me in as well, and I think that is a beautiful Ace of Wands. See, I love butterflies as well, so that's really, really ticking all the boxes for me. Our Two of Wands. When you first get a deck and when it's got the gilded edges, it does stick together just a little bit, but that's easily undoable. They don't really stick when you've managed to separate them. The Three of Wands. Oh, the Four of Wands is beautiful. Four of Wands. Our Five of Wands, and look at all these dragons. And you know me and dragons, I've mentioned it many times before, being Welsh and the Welsh dragon. There you go, look at those dragons, aren't they gorgeous? Our Six of Wands. And oh, I really like this Six of Wands. In a way, it puts me in mind of the Chariot card. There's no zebra in it, but if we look at the seat that's on the back of the snail and the cat sitting there in all its glory, the cat that's got the cream, and it's beautiful, you know, the snail carrying the cat there, you know, in victory, as our Six of Wands does a sort of display. Our Seven of Wands. I love that. The strength in that Seven of Wands is lovely. The determination, the strength to go on even in adversity. The Eight of Wands. Our Nine of Wands. Our forlorn giraffe here. Saying, oh, I don't know if I can go on much more. Yes, you can. Of course you can. You're nearly there. Our Ten of Wands. And this is, do you know, look at the busy bee. And isn't that typical when we see bees on the ground they've been collecting the pollen, and sometimes the big bumblebees get absolutely exhausted, and if you're very, very careful and very gentle, you can give them a little bit of sugar water on a teaspoon and lift up that strength to help them carry their load back to their hive. The Page of Wands. I like that page. It's quite strong. Our Knight of Wands. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love the Queen. Oh my gosh, I love the Queen. Queen of Wands. And then the King. Wait till you see the King. Just look, you can feel the power in this card. Look at that. Look in the eyes of the lion. Just look. Beautiful. Sorry, it's Sal and Sam. There's nobody there. The Ace of Cups. The Two of Cups. Three of Cups. Four of Cups. Our Five. Lovely. It's really lovely. It's our little penguin, the tear. Look at the tear. Poor penguin's got a tear coming out of his eye there, wearing his hat there. Oh, spilled cups. The Six of Cups. Wow, this is lovely. Look at that. Beautiful. The Seven of Cups. Our Eight of Cups. Oh, the Nine of Cups. I love these cups. They're just so colourful and beautiful. Put me in mind of tea lights to have in my bathroom that I light. Put tea lights in when I'm having my bath and just totally relax. Look at that. All the colours there. Beautiful, the dragonfly. Absolutely gorgeous. 10 of Cups. The Page of Cups. Our Knight of Cups. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, wait till you see the Queen of Cups. Absolutely stunning, isn't she? Stunning. And our King of Cups. Oh, I was saying about frogs earlier on. That's beautiful. Now we have our Ace of Swords. Wow, that's a powerful Ace of Swords. All the aces so far are very powerful. I just love them. Two of Swords. Three of Swords. Our Four of Swords. The bat's taking a rest, hanging off the sword. See that? Just having their rest before they take off, hunting their insects at night again. Our Five of Swords. Oh, someone's giving out. Someone's giving out yards there. Our Six of Swords. This Seven of Swords is really good, really clever, really clever. Look at that. Our Eight of Swords. Oh, look at that. If only our little bird turned its head in the other direction. See that the door to the gilded cage is open and escape is easy from whatever problems are tying him down. If only they look. Nine of Swords. Oh, this is what that, oh, they call it hornbill, I think it's called. I'm not quite sure, but look at it. I don't think they usually have teeth like that, but the teeth on that are like, look at that. Isn't it amazing? That's quite scary. You know, if you look, it's the Nine of Swords. It's definitely all your nightmares, isn't it? Imagine seeing that in your sleep. No thanks. 10 of Swords. Oh, how beautiful. And if you look closely, you can see, okay, we've got the 10 of Swords here. Sorry about me moving around there. You know, someone's absolutely beaten, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. And look, we have spirit guides. And listen to your spirit guides. Listen, move, lift up. You can. You've got the support, whether here or from, you know, the next realm. Our Page of Swords. Our Knight of Swords. Queen of Swords. King of Swords. And then we have our Ace of Pentacles. Oh, I love this. Oh, I would love to try and make that little house in clay. Put it in my garden. Isn't it beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. An upturned acorn turned into a little house. Beautiful. Two of Pentacles. Absolutely lovely. A stick insect there. Two of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Our Four. Five of Pentacles. Oh. Five of Pentacles there. Our Six of Pentacles. I love that they've used a Labrador for the Six of Pentacles here. We had a beautiful golden Labrador, and he was trained as an assistance dog. Absolutely stunning dog. Seven of Pentacles. Hard artwork coming to fruition there. 8 of Pentacles, look at this. Beautiful. 9 of Pentacles, again another gorgeous, gorgeous card. 10 of Pentacles. Oh, I love elephants, just look at that. 10 of Pentacles. Our Page. Our Knight. Oh, the Queen is gorgeous again. The Queen of Pentacles. And finally, our King of Pentacles. There you go. Isn't that gorgeous? The book that comes with this deck is a right little chunky monkey. It's gorgeous. It's glossy covered. There's no blurb on the back because we've read it on the back of the box. And I've marked here just the Fool card, just to give you an example as to how it reads. I love here that Yasmin has put a little note inside there. She's written herself, "Let the magic of the Westwood inspire you in making your dreams come true. Lots of love, Yasmin." Isn't that wonderful? Oh, absolutely wonderful. Oh. There's a welcome section. Then it tells you a little bit about the creation of the Westwood Tarot. It tells you about paths of empowerment and embrace the keys to divine connection. And it's the 5 C's: center, clear, connect, core and close. So you read through that, the divination cards. In this guidebook you'll find that each card describes the following: mnemonic, image, keyword, scene, categories, magic, wisdom, further indulgence, spirit guides and quotes. It's actually very full. Then there's final thoughts, then it tells you about the suits, tells you about the courts, and then we get on to the majors. So the major that I've marked here is the Fool card, and the reason I did that is because that is the card that drew me into the deck, and not only is it stunningly beautiful, but I'm just going to read a little bit from the book here that tells you about this card. So first of all, we have a little bit of here next to the image, and it's the Fool embarking on a fool's journey from the realm of naught, astray through life's tapestry. I wonder, meeting guides along the way with a youthful travelling spirit, chasing bliss with an open heart, my humanity entwines in a spiral dance, bringing a fresh start. Which I thought was lovely. So we look at the light and the shadow. So light, you have keywords, and shadow, you have keywords. So a couple of examples from them: light, innocence, free spirit, potential. There are loads, I'm just picking a couple as examples. Shadow, childish, nomadic, careless, ignoring rules and guides, a fool's errand. It sets the scene, and you read about the scene in which the card is set. So you look at the background, you look at the flowers, you look at everything in the card from the scene. It then tells you about the grasshopper, okay? It tells you all about, you know, the grasshopper felt the weight of anticipation and excitement growing within her, okay? Pretty much like the grasshopper on my finger before it took that leap into the big wide world. And then it gives you a reading: the Fool in love, the Fool in career, the Fool in wellness, in finance, the magic of the Fool, the words of wisdom from the Fool. Let's have a look at that. Embrace the journey, trust the process, and uncover the wisdom of the Fool within. Then you've got the spirit guide. So the spirit guide would be the grasshopper. The grasshopper hops into your life, urging you to take that proverbial leap of faith, trusting the universe's embrace. Unfazed by the past, the grasshopper can only hop forward, reminding you that what is behind you is no longer matters. It's where you are going that counts. Wow. And then further indulgence: grasshoppers dwell in the grass, with feet firmly planted, and are synonymous with grounding. Emulate the grasshopper's essence. Go barefoot. Let your toes sink into the plushness of Mother Earth and consciously connect with her grounding energies. Channel the spirit of the grasshopper to nurture your own grounding practice. So it gives you something. There's a quote here by Robert Schumann: "I am so fresh in soul and spirit that life gushes and bubbles around me in 1,000 springs." Isn't that just gorgeous? And that's what it's like for all the majors. When we look at the minors, again, it's light, shadow, scene. It's done throughout the book for all the cards, okay? It's very, very informative. It looks at cards in a different way, not just the standard RWS, although it is an RWS system. It's embracing it in a gentle way. This is a deck that I would use when I need that hug, when I need to know that things are going to be okay. I'm going to do a reading in a bit just to put my mind at ease for things in my life, because this is a let me give you a gentle hug deck, okay? This is a deck that I am going to thoroughly enjoy. I'm going to explore this deck in depth. I'm going to go through the book, but you see, I also like finding my own intuitive messages. Let me see, let's just have a look at the Chariots. That would be an interesting one. Let's get to the Chariot here. The Chariot. Guided by ambition's fire, I steer the road ahead, focused on the path before me, not easily misled. With purpose and control, I hold fate's reins tight, driven by sheer determination and unwavering might. So we've got activation, self-governance, determination, control, all those sort of things. Shadow, someone else is holding the reins, uncommitted, unruly, runaway train, one-track mind. So yeah, so that sort of fits in with carrying loads, our own load. The Chariot is packed and ready to go as the zebra gains his journey. As the zebra begins his journey into the depths of the dark woods. The lantern's dim glow shines just enough for him to see that only one step at a time. As for the one after that, he has to rely on himself, trusting the next step will appear. Focusing on treading softly so as not to trample the daisies underfoot, the zebra makes steady progress, relying on his great sense of direction to safely guide him through. He walks forth in silence. He finds himself deep in thought, taking an inventory of his life. He feels excitement course through his body for what might be waiting for him just beyond the grove. And so it goes on, and again, in love, in career, in wellness. Beautiful. And Mario Andretti, I'm sure he used to be a racing car driver. I'm sure he did. I stand corrected, but I'm sure I had him on a t-shirt when I was a child. And his quote, "If everything seems under control, you're just not going fast enough." Yeah, car racing driver. Ow, what a memory. So, yeah, this is beautiful. Yasmin, I love it. I absolutely love it. Thank you for writing a little message in the front of the book. I think that's just, it makes it so personal. I assume you do that for everybody. If you want to look at this deck, I'd certainly get in touch with Yasmin and order it. And it's independently created. It's just beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. What can I say? Takes you on a magical journey of self-discovery, without a doubt. So that's the tarot deck that we've looked at today. That's the Westwood Tarot. I reviewed one of Yasmin's decks before, and I have to say, it's she hasn't lost it. She's just getting stronger and stronger. Yep, this is definitely my cup of cha. So let's move on. I have a couple of books here. This one I just came across accidentally online. Oh look, oh, I must show you this. I've got this just tucked in here because I didn't want to get it damaged on my travels from Wales. My uncle gave me this. He came across it inside a book that he had, and he doesn't know where it comes in. It's an old, book of accounts dating back to the 1800s. This is from 1811. And he found it in a book in a box of stuff that he'd been left, and he said, "See if you can find any history to it," because he knows I love delving into mysteries. And the reason he said gave it to me is because there are receipts here from a shop in Dublin, or a supplier's in Dublin. This was dated December 1810. and it says here it was for £748, 9 shillings and 40 pence. 6 months after date, I promised to pay to the order of John Stewart Esquire in London at, I can't read that bit there, at Arlang and Company Esquire, £748, 9 shillings, 4 pence. The value received in freight, and here from, I can't read that, and then it's signed, can't read the signature either. But there are three of these. They're all dated the 8th of December 1810. They're inside this little book as well. So it's for Mirthwaite Estates. So if anybody knows when it's Mirthwaite Estates, whether the UK or in Dublin, get in touch. And we can see where it comes from. But this book, this is a book that I picked up as I just came across it, and I thought, oh, happy days, that's going to be interesting, because, you know, I don't know about yourselves, but I have a Catholic background. I'm a lapsed Catholic, just because of things that have gone on. It's absolutely disappointed, disgusted and disillusioned with the Catholic Church. That's just my feelings. You know, you may have others, and we're all allowed our opinions. But this is the Bible and the Tarot. Okay. This is a book written by Gil Stafford, a personal pilgrimage of discovery. Gil Stafford has become my preferred guide to the woo and the weird, both of which are inseparable from Christian faith. His Bible and the Tarot is an essential companion in my own spiritual practice, and that was written by Jessica Mesman, Associated Editor of Christian Century. This book is a portal for those interested in the Bible and curious about the Tarot, for those who might read the Bible daily, as well as those who know very little about it but are not averse to it. The first 2 chapters provide background that place the 2 mystical texts in conversation. The vast mythos of the Bible, with its complex characters, actors, symbols, stories and parables, are the backstory of the magnificent creatures of the Tarot's inner psychic world. Spiritual explorers will enjoy reading the Bible and the Tarot side by side to expand the imagination. Stafford expertly reveals how these 2 mystical texts work together to provoke the unconscious, utilise one's dream world and expand the mind. By the final chapter, you'll be able to connect with the mysteries of the Bible with the psychological magic of the Tarot as a tool for self-transformation. Lisa Frankel Tishman, author of Mindful Tarot, wrote, "Beautiful, generative, loving and deep. This may be the wisest tarot book ever written. Gil Stafford finds the folly of the cross in the journey of the fool and reminds us that life is a pilgrimage on the path of wisdom's way." Lil Copen, columnist and author of Little Hours, a novel, wrote, "Gil Stafford brings together a history of tarot and understanding of its use in Christian traditions and how it has increasingly grown in significance in the toolbox of spiritual directors and companions walking the spiritually minded and those in contemplative practice." Gil Stafford himself, PhD and D.Min, describes himself as author, pilgrim, alchemist and companion. He is an Episcopal priest and former canon theologian for the Episcopal Diocese of Arizona, who was once the president of a university in Arizona. He was also once a professional baseball player. Gil is not someone easily pegged. Today he is spiritual director who often leads spiritual retreats on the Bible and Tarot. He lives with his wife Catherine in the Arizona desert west of Phoenix. Learn more at gilstafford.com. This was published by Monkfish, and it's a book that has piqued my interest. You hear over the years that different religions actually do quietly in the background look into the tarot, study what's going on, see can they get a handle of it, can they use this against the Bible? Can they tell us we're doing bad, the Bible's good, etc., etc.? This is looking at it holistically and from a healthy viewpoint. This piqued my interest purely because of my background. I was a novice in the Sisters of Mercy, and my disillusions were opened my eyes, and I decided to move on. And that's when my tarot sort of became quite important. So I haven't actually started it yet because I was away. I was very busy. So I have it to hand here now. I have a Bible there on the shelf up here that I'm going to open along with this, and I'm going to do exactly as it says on the back and look at them side by side, and then I will be able to give you a more deeper review of this book. So this is just looking at the book that I've purchased. I will do a review of this once I have worked my way through it. So it won't be any time soon because I have a whole load of things that I'm working through, and I want to change this room around. I've got a bookshelf now for all these books. So, excuse me, it's wondering where the heck I'm going to put it in here. So that's that. And yeah, isn't that fine? Well, thank you to my Uncle Vic. Now, whilst at home at my mum's, we both purchased this, a journal, a book journal. And I have one book that I've just written about in it, and it's this one here. Remember I was telling you about this book, All the Colours of the Dark? Fantastic, lovely, brilliant, highly recommend it. It's very, very thought-provoking. It's quite emotional in parts. It's a damn good read. I don't want to tell you too much more. I have all spoken about it previously. So in here, I do believe something very magical can happen when you read a good book. J.K. Rowling, who did the Harry Potter, and I've got books to read in my library. I misread this and I put that book in, so that doesn't matter. But I've got books that I haven't read in my library yet, and this is, of course, the book that I have reviewed here. All the Colours of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. Its format is paperback, genre murder thriller, and also emotionally challenging in a way. I started in October, I'm finishing it now. It's taken me a while simply because of what's been going on. Memorable quotes: today will be the best day of my life. We take something from every knockback. Review and thoughts. This book starts fast-paced from the very beginning. The story holds you in its grip with so many twists and turns. It pulls on your heartstrings and leaves you in an emotional soup, you know, like a mixed vegetable soup. It's like an emotional mixture of emotions. It's gripping, sad, thought-provoking, and on many occasions makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable. This story is a great example of how the negative treatment of children are the negative treatment that children are exposed to as little ones can have such a terrible effect on their adult life, and this book is totally unputdownable. So I got this in the works. I think it was £5. So if you're looking for something, particularly if you're UK based, I don't know, the works, I don't know if that would be something like Hobby Lobby or something in America. You might find this sort of thing there. I also started another notebook, okay, and this one I'm going to try and keep just for spreads, for different types of spreads. So the first section, you're going to be spreads for like Yule and different seasons, then the next spreads for relationships, that sort of thing. I'm still working out how I'm going to do it, but this is the first spread that I sort of created, and it's the Christmas tree spread, a 12 card spread to help guide you through this festive period. And I sort of, it's the 12 days of Christmas. So there's no actual questions for each card here. It's a general reading. Christmas more than Yule can be a stressful time. This spread will guide you through the 12 days of Christmas to help you see that there is more to this time than spending money and materialism. General reading and answers the questions asked by the querent. Okay, so that's the spread. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the pot the tree is in. The stem of the tree is number 5. Then we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12, the baubles and the star. Okay, and I did this for myself. Where did I write it down? I've written it down here. But yeah, it was a nice reading. Now, that Christmas party, we all go to Christmas parties, don't we, in works and things. Sometimes I stopped going years ago, to be quite honest with you. I didn't enjoy them that much. So if you've got a Christmas party coming up, you want to know how things are going to go, what the vibe's going to be like. There's a 6-card spread here, and 5 and 6 are read as one. Okay, as one card. So number 1, how will the party go? Number 2, what should I be wary of? Number 3, how to handle any awkward situations. Number 4, who or what do I trust or follow? 5 and 6, general guidance for the party night. There you go, it's like a champagne glass. So there's our glass, our stem, and the base, or wine glass. Okay, so those are just the 2 spreads that I've put in there. Then there's a 3-card Christmas Day spread. Sorry, it's 3. It's just give, share, receive. Okay, Christmas is a time for guiding of giving and receiving. However, society has become very materialistic. This is not what Christmas should be all about. However, Yule is a time of honouring the earth and thanking it for all it has given us, and what we should focus on this Christmas and Yule time. So I've got 3 cards, 1, 2 and 3, and I've also included an oracle card here. So I pulled out the 6 of Swords, Ace of Cups and the Lovers. So give and help. So the first one is give. So it's give the help that is needed to assist someone from times of trouble, confusion, stress, etc. Let them know that things will not always be like that, and that the good times are ahead. Number 2 is share, and I got the Ace of Cups. Share the love, happiness and joy of the festivities. Receive, number 3, the Lovers. Allow others in. Let them help you. Let them love you and guide you in the right direction. Receive their love, their help, their truth, and what's that? And leave pride and stubbornness behind. So, and then you pull an oracle card. So I didn't have any oracle cards with me. I did this on the boat coming over. So that's an example, okay? So that's, you know me with notebooks, anything could end up in here, anything. My aim is for spreads, but jeepers, you know me. So that's that. Now, there are a couple of books that I started but couldn't really get into them. They are autobiographies. Now, I usually like an autobiography, but there's 2 here that I've just not been able to get to grips with. I'm not going to name them because it's not fair on the author, because it's just my take on it. And sometimes not every book suits everybody. So those 2 I actually borrowed from my mum, so I will be taking those back. I forgot to take them with me when I went over this time because I dashed over in an emergency. This is a book that I'm yet to start, and it's the Book of Witching. 400 years separate them, one book binds them. Chilling and beautifully written, C.J. Cook's finest novel yet. Okay, so this is the Book of Witching. Chris Whitaker is the person who wrote All the Colours of the Dark, has said, rich, chilling, gorgeously gothic, the kind of enchanting, terrifying mystery I adore. Catherine May. C.J. Cook, a master of the feminist gothic. Carrie Thompson, beautiful prose. Nina Pottle, fascinating and enthralling. Caroline Lee, seething with gothic menace. Elizabeth Lee, a flawless read. And Rosamund Lupton, wonderfully atmospheric and compelling. Let's just read the blurb. Oh, Glasgow and Orkney, 2 of my favourite places. In fact, I was only in Glasgow in October. And Orkney, I spent my young adult life sub-aqua diving on the World War I wreckage in Scapa Flow in the Orkney Islands. So, wow, what a coincidence. Glasgow, I was there only like I say, about a month ago at a football match, and then indulging in all the city had to offer. So, in Glasgow 2024, Clem waits by her daughter's hospital bed. Erin was found on an idyllic beach in Finhallow Bay, Orkney, with catastrophic burns and only one memory. Her name is Nix. But how did she get these burns, and how did her boyfriend end up burnt alive? Orkney 1594. Accused of witchcraft, Alison Balfour awaits trial. The punishment, to be burned alive. Separated by 400 years but bound by the Book of Witching, two women stand imperiled. Can they unlock a centuries-old mystery, and will Finhallow Bay give up its secrets before somebody else dies? That looks like it's going to be a good read. So that's... Oh, how many books are up there? Right, now, that's it for today, folks. I do have... now, there is one book that I started reading, and I had to put it down because I found if you suffer with depression, this book could actually be triggering, could be very, very triggering. It's so sad. It's frighteningly a true story. It's A Father's Betrayal by Gabriella Gillespie, edited by Peter Yacoub. I do want to pick it up to read it again, but I have to be in a different headspace to be able to do that. This is so sad. Mona and her three sisters were happy children growing up in Newport, South Wales, with their English mother and Arabic father. But in 1972 her mother disappeared, setting in motion a chain of events that would forever shatter her seemingly loving family. The young girls would later learn that she had been murdered by their own father. Traumatised and confused, Muna and her sisters were taken abroad under the guise of a holiday, unaware of the horrors that lay ahead. Betrayed by the one person left to protect them, the sisters were sold as child brides by their father. Suffering 17 years of horrific abuse at the hands of her father and others, Muna watched helplessly as one by one those she loved were torn from her in the most tragic of circumstances. A Father's Betrayal is the unbelievable true story of Muna, how Gabriella Gillespie and her battle for survival on a devastating journey that claimed the lives of her mother and sister, which changed her own life forever. It is gripping, it's intense, it does hold you, but be wary. If you're not in a good headspace, put it to one side until you're ready to face this, because the tragedy of it, the sickness of it, that this can go on in modern society is appalling. Absolutely appalling. So this is called A Father's Betrayal, a true story by Gabriella Gillespie. It's hard going, not hard to read, but hard emotionally and psychologically. But we need. I'm not saying don't read it, because people need to know that this is happening in order for it to stop. Okay. And one that I haven't opened yet, or two that I haven't opened yet, I'm really looking forward to it. Matt Fraser, We Never Die, Secrets of an Afterlife. Now I haven't read this yet. I'm looking forward to getting my teeth into it, because this is something that I have I wouldn't call it a morbid curiosity, some people would. I call it a healthy interest in. And lastly, I said lastly just now, didn't I? Then I found more books. Melissa Gomez, Akashic Records, A Spiritual Journey to Accessing the Centre of Your Universal Soul, Master Your Life Purpose and Raise Your Vibrations. So there we go, the Akashic Records. This is another one that I haven't started. I'm only back in here, and so time to get stuck into all my reading and delving into the world of esotericism. Discover how you can access the Akashic Record, discover the wisdom of your soul, and reveal your life purpose. And there's quite a big blurb on the back here, which I won't read now because I need to get stuck into it to understand it, and then I will share it with you once again. Right, folks, I've kept you for long enough. Oh my God, it's a 48 minutes video. I'm off now to take Sally and Sammy to the groomers, and then I'm going shopping with a friend, so I shall see you again, and hopefully it won't be too long before I'm popping up another video. Bye now. Have a lovely day wherever you are and whatever you're doing.